that's my thing, Cinderella, Rat, stuff like that. You know. But I appreciate hugely the power in metal. For me, it would be not the speed metal-y kind of stuff, but the weight and the intention. And it's the same weight and intention that you might find in like a Mahler symphony or something. You know, I'm not trying to be like pretentious, but it's true.
No, I agree.
And so when I've experienced that weight in music, it excites me, and then I want to try to make that, if I can, myself.
Yeah.
Largely on my own, or sometimes I'm privileged to have an ensemble with me. So.
It just works so well. I mean, is that something that you try and do more often? Would you like to do more of those with your big ensemble pieces?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lovely concert in November last year in Holland where I had 100 wind and brass players on stage with me.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were performing Invocation of Supplication, Corsi's Wheel, and then a new piece as well. It was wonderful, and I love doing it, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, it's very, very difficult in the UK to do this. So, so my trombone players were from Belgium, and they are lovely, lovely players. Most of the orchestras I work with are Dutch orchestras. It's just for whatever reason, it's quite difficult to put it on in the UK. You know, don't know why. Anyway.
So, which do you prefer? I mean, I know it's going to be a horrible question. Which do you prefer creating music, or do you prefer playing live?
Well, they're one and the same thing, though. I know what you're asking, but the reality is, I mean, I don't write an album when I'm on a stage, although I have done that actually.
Oh, really?
I have. I wrote with Matt Howden. We made an album called Rasp, which was completely improvised, recorded in front of an audience, and that was tremendously exciting.
Wow.
Yeah. So in a sense, they're the same thing, but in answer to the question, as I think you intended it, they're very different things. So I love the creative process when I'm rolling, but it takes a long time to get going because I know the awfulness of it, because I know that I'm going to come up with an idea, a little motif, a tiny thing. I'm going to play with it for months and months on end, and I already know that will not be in the album, and it's a horrible process, and it takes ages and ages, but that's the creative process for me, is the starting point, then the things start to bloom, then I follow a thread through.
Right, so it's almost like a launch pad.
Yes, exactly, but it's brutal because you know that you're nurturing and working on something which is not wasted, but it's unlikely that it will be as that thing ever. So it's quite weird.
Yeah.
But then performing is great fun.
Yes. Talking of which, I noticed one of your reels you were saying that you made a point of putting into the music to look up and make eye contact.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah, well, it went all right, except that I actually finished Kingfisher, the last piece. I finished Kingfisher too early because I looked up at everyone and everyone thought I was looking at them saying this is great, and I was looking at them to say this is the end. So it was a slightly shambolic ending, but you know, it was live music. I don't care.
I didn't even know. I was absolutely swept away by the whole thing.
Good.
Genuinely.
I was so happy, thank you.
Are you only here for a short amount of time then?
Yeah, actually we're going to go home this afternoon, probably about 5:30, because I don't like driving in the dark. And,
well, that's fair enough. Yeah, it's quite a full-on day.
Yeah, yes, it has been, and it was long yesterday, and I don't sleep very well before. So, you know, I think I'm always thinking, I'm not worried or nervous, but I'm always thinking of the whole shape of the concert, and that keeps me awake at night.
Oh, blimey. So, what's next on the agenda for you?
So next, I go to. I'm recording all of my acoustic pieces on acoustic cello in Holland next week, and that's for a new album called Opal. So this is just solo acoustic cello. So each album has one of those on it. So I'm putting them all together with sheet music.
Yeah.
Then I will play a concert with Mark Deeks and Aaron Stainthorpe at Prophecy Festival, and that is a largely improvised concert as well, playing music that is based on something that each of the three of us have done. So in Aaron's case, poetry, or early My Dying Bride songs with Mark Deeks, his art stuff, and then I will bring Rex, and the boys will. Aaron is a singer, so perhaps he will do something. So two concerts like that, and then a little tour in the UK in October.
Oh, fantastic. You'll have to let me know where you play.
Yes, absolutely, I will do. It's a lovely one, yeah.
Cool. Then we have a question lined up. No, it's completely fine.
Oh, don't worry.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. You can always email me if you want.
Yes, I will do that. Right, I think it's going to be a very quick interview.
That's all right.
This is a good
This is a great pleasure to chat with you. So, you know.
Okay. No, I've been derailed, I think, by your performance, I think.
Well, it was a lot of fun, and the trombone players they're brilliant. It's really interesting when you work. So Tom, my percussionist, I can work with him very, very easily. I can work with them, the bones players, easily as well. But Tom is used to how things unfold between us, and he's used to the fact that you're a little bit riding by the seat of your pants. Trombone players, they are also very good with this, but it was interesting for me because I needed to give a couple of cues, some of which I missed, you know. And when I was playing, to give, and when I was on the stage today, things happen at 2 different time speeds, so everything goes really, really fast, and everything goes brutally slowly as well. So I was critically aware of every body movement that I was making, nothing to do with playing, but the body movement I was making in order to say, here is the next thing. Yeah, and first of all, it was putting me off a bit because it was really weird. I've never experienced that before, maybe because I don't semi-conduct when I'm performing before. I was just like, if I have to factor in a slight more rise of the right arm and shoulder, I've lost my thread of thought. It's really weird, honestly, Simon. Yeah.
So did you get over that very quickly?
Yeah.
Or was it something that you had to fight against? Or?
No, I fought it a little bit just in the opening of Butterfly, and then I got over it, and then it popped up again in Embrace, which was the 4th track in. And when I got to Embrace, I was like, nope, stay away, I'm playing, you know, and it was okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Excellent. So have you always played classical music, or is it something you got with little girls?
Yes.
Yeah, all the time. So, I mean, that's, I guess, my question what I was going to ask you. So the loop pedals, how did that come about? Because I mean, you're just amazing at using them. I mean,
thank you.
One of the pioneers. Just brilliant.
I do work with Boss, and like I had the new one, the 600. I had that for a long time before it was out on the market. So just basically putting it through its paces. So Boss are very supportive and very kind, and this is a big shout out to Boss. Thank you, Boss. Yeah.
So how did that come about? I mean, was it something you sought out, or was it something that you just saw and thought, I'll have a go at that?
Actually, so when I first started working with bands, the Ruben, who's my husband now, he lent me. I was working with him, and he lent me a DL4. So it was a little line 6 pedal that had 14 seconds of looping on it, and I was but it was enough to show the possibility. Yeah, and also this is something to do with it. I think when I was a kid learning classical music, I was in lots of orchestras, Centre for Young Musicians. There were many, many cellists, so they used to kind of rotate the cellists that played with the orchestra, farm the rest off to be in a cello ensemble. So since tiny, I was used to the sound of many cellos playing.
Right, okay.
And I think that's something to do with it.
So you wanted to recreate that?
I believe so. To start with, I believe that was my inspiration.
Right.
I don't know that, but I think it must be because that was familiar to me.
Yeah.
You know, that sound was familiar.
So was it something that you felt like you picked up straight away, or did you feel like you have to work at it?
No, it's quite. I found it quite intuitive. I've always worked with, after that 196, I've worked always with Boss now, and I found them. Yeah, really, it was quite intuitive. Now the way I use it is more like kind of, I don't know, serialism or something, because I will have a fixed click, but my bar lengths will usually be completely different, and the points that they can come in, I can do anything I want with the 600, so I can bring them in and out all at the same time, or staggered, or starting half the bar, or starting wherever I tell it to, you know, these things. So basically, it's like it's kind of. It's like a game. If you your start point, and then very quickly.
Sounds like you're building an orchestra on the fly.
I am. It's exactly what I'm doing. Exactly, and so that's why I really enjoyed orchestrating Janus, which is kind of an exploded version of what you saw today, was for symphony orchestra, but it's not just giving people loops to play, it's tracing the line of, so whereas something might happen, for example, on loop 6 all the time, well, in an orchestra I don't have to do that, so how can I move it through the orchestra? You know, so half of the phrase is in the clarinets, and then it's taken tailed by the bassoon, and then we bring it down here into the bass clarinet or something, whatever.
Wow.
It's beautiful. It's lovely to work like this.
Oh my goodness, I had no idea it was.
I can't talk too much though.
No, not in the slightest. I think it's wonderful. How do you keep track of all that? Does the machine, or is it all in your head?
It's in my head. But it means I can't. It means I can't have moments like me thinking about my right arm, because I cannot. I don't think of anything. I don't think of anything. I don't think like, oh, I must come in on beat 4. But I'm on the go through the piece of music in a solo performance, particularly.
Yeah.
It's like I start, and then it's like process of things that I do in order to shape the thing that I'm creating, but I don't think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 or anything, you know.
I mean, is that why whenever I've seen you in the past, you always seem that you're completely in the moment?
Yes,
and it's just,
I think so.
You and the cello, it doesn't matter about what's going on around you.
I believe so, yeah, it doesn't matter what's going on around me. It doesn't. And it doesn't, and I know it doesn't matter to the one person or the 10 people or the whatever thousands of people. It doesn't matter to them either, and I know this, and so the connection is always there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mean 10,000 people turn up and listen, but I know that there is a person in the room who is getting the words that I'm saying with my cello, and that's the person. I don't know who this person is, but that's the person I'm playing to, and sometimes it turns out there's a lot of people, but it's like this flow, always flow.
Wow. Well, I'm inspired. The people that I'm with are inspired, Jo, and I can't thank you enough for your time.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Lovely to chat with you.
Thank you. Cheers.